Welcome to Dean Smiles, episode 10. 10, can you believe it? This has been so fun and such an incredible ride. If you're new, which most of you are, I'm Dean. I'm a retired middle school science teacher / STEM teacher at the end of my career, and I connected with my class and using means of putting smiles on their face, and I always like when people put smiles on my face because it just energized the room, and I'm hoping to share some of those stories with you. I want to thank the people that I've connected with last week from last week's episode, and in whichever way, shape, or form, I truly appreciate the comments that you've given on this journey. My title will go along with what you're hearing in my voice. I got my late night radio voice, and it is my need to recycle smiles, and I felt it this last week for sure. What I mean by that is, when life kind of has its way with you, you have a plan, and your plan is really set, and you've put a lot of thought in. I'm definitely a plan person, whether I was in the classroom, whether I'm working on a project, whether I'm planning a trip. I like to have a good plan, and when you can check all the boxes, oh yeah, that feels good. Well, life says other sometimes, and first it started off, my wife got this head cold thing, and a couple days later I got it. So, it punched me out. I heard everybody getting it and being frustrated by it. I did what I could, and I'm very thankful. I drank a lot of fluids, rested, definitely didn't put myself out there. But in doing that, you don't have access to the smiles like you usually do. And for me, those interactions with different people, the important people in my life, they put smiles on my face, and all of a sudden my world got a lot smaller. So I started thinking about the great winter I've had down in Arizona and all of our visitors. And then I went and looked into my photo album, and wow, there were a lot of smiles. Even though these things had happened quite a while, I could feel the smile coming in my face and feeling a little better, even though my head and my throat felt, I felt a little warm in my heart. Here, take a quick look at my highlight reel of a video of the smiles that were in our winter life. Okay, how can you not start smiling with that? Fast forward. Let's piece the current with a story 6 years ago. When I was in the classroom, a teacher and I created a course, Middle School Skills. It was a transition class. When sixth graders come from elementary, it's, they're in one classroom, and now all of a sudden they have this full schedule, social, academics, timelines that they have to find on their own. So the class was, study skills, time management. Also, we added in there some digital media, digital citizenship, because that's the world they live in. Initially, we used to have them write letters. When we were a 6-9 school, they would write a letter to their ninth grade self, and then they'd come back and pick it up before they left. It was cool to see them before they went to high school, watching them read their letters. Oh my gosh, talk about putting a smile. So for about 2-3 years, Megan and I, the other teacher, we decided, what if, since we have the technology, they have their devices, they send a message to their future self, highlighting where they were and what they were, the important things in their life in 6th grade, but where they thought or projected themselves to be at this time in their senior year, hence probably about a month before they graduate. So fun watching them plan their message, and I created a message to my future self, which I didn't go in depth, but I tried to model to them some of the things, highlighting where things were now and where I thought they would be in 2024. Well, I've been out of the classroom for 2 years. My account has been closed down. Well, these projects, the way I wanted to reach out to them, because the students said, well, what if we go to a different school or something? And I know that they keep their account active until they graduate, for sure, because they need access to it for college prep stuff. So we attached the video to their school Gmail account or Google Calendar account, and then invited their personal account. So it was like in 2 places. I did the same, but I no longer have an account there. So I went to it and I was just so anxious to see this. Nothing there. Your account, this account doesn't exist. So I reached out to Nathaniel and Kelly and my tech peeps at Edina and just said, this is not high priority, but here's what the project is. I would just love to see what I said. Well, they pulled the strings. They weren't able to reopen my account, but they were able to access it. And Nathaniel sent me one of the files. And here it is. And I'm not going to bore you with all of it, but it was kind of fun to see what was happening back then, where I thought I would be, and some of the predictions. And yeah, take a look at it. Okay, this is my video to my future self. It is May 10th, 2019, and I'm currently in my 20th year of teaching in Edina, my 25th overall. However, this is my first big change in 19 years since I came to Edina. I totally shifted gears. I went from my room of 19 years, room 307, down to the first floor to the Fab Lab, Clean Lab, all of the Project Lead the Way stuff. And I'm teaching, half of my time is design robotics to 7th graders. My other half is MSS, a modified course that I team teach with Mr. Bartlett. As well, I am a web advisory leader, so I get to see all 3 grades, 6, 7, and 8. So that's my current role. Something that changed this year, I really, really love my new role, and I love collaborating with Mr. Carr and Miss Nielsen, because whatever's possible, we just, hey, let's make it work for kids. And I love that approach. However, our time has changed this year. We don't start school until 9:18 and finish at 4:05. So my commute went from 45 to an hour plus every day. So not pleased about it. However, once I get here, it's pretty great. So that's in a nutshell what's happening here. This school year has gone so fast. I can't believe it was only, after today, only 16 days of school. And believe it or not, I love summer, but I miss doing what I'm doing. And I have just such a great group of kids all the way through this year. It has been a blast. Looking forward in time. So I'm going to get this in 6 years. So there's a good chance I will be retired when this happens.
I'll be retired. My hope is, and I can't really see myself just totally stepping out of teaching and doing stuff because I have to have something to do. But I would love to transition to doing something where I can be a mentor and share what I've learned in technology and show the possibilities as well as the responsible use. I'm hoping between now and then that I'm able to partner with someone smarter than me to come up with some sort of tool to help students regulate and set their own standards, because I don't believe in lockdowns for technology, but I believe in teaching how to manage it, because this is where our visible future is going with technology. Also, I hope to be able to code by then. I want to learn basic code, and I want to learn how to create extensions. 6 years from now, I will say that the Twins will make it to the World Series once and will get in the playoffs twice. The Vikings will actually pull it off and get to the Super Bowl and will win. I really believe that. So, wow, that would be interesting to see if that works out. Also, I think education will continue to change, and we will go from a total technology side, we'll throttle back to a really blended classroom process where, yes, we have to have the foundation skills. However, we'll do a better job of transitioning and using digital tools.
That just put a smile on my face, because I was thinking back to those students making those videos, and that class particular was a very special class to me. Not that they were that much better than another class, but I had them in 6th grade, and then when I moved, as you saw in the video, to the STEM lab the next year, I had many of them again in 7th grade. And there isn't often you get to loop and have that connection where you can really grow as a team of learners, because that's what I believed in. So that, my smile was coming back. I was starting to feel good. And then Nathaniel sent one more video that I had totally forgotten, and I'm going to let you listen to the whole thing, because it really ties into this channel and what I believe in. And I made this video in 2014, 10 years ago. Check it out.
I believe in the power of stories. Growing up, I was surrounded by storytellers. At the top of my list were my grandpa and his brother Palmer. After that was my grandma and my father. They have all passed away, and in their absence, I find myself with a larger weight of responsibility than I ever anticipated. So here I am, as the oldest family member, holding all of these stories. It is important to me, for those tales brought many hours of enjoyment and laughter as I was growing up. So here are my 2 favorite stories. Casper, my grandpa, a young boy, 12 years old as I remember the story, he got pneumonia and was very ill. He had a spiking fever for days, creating his near-death condition. The family doctor took extreme measures to break the fever. His prescribed medicine for recovery included family members bringing blocks of ice from a nearby lake, creating an Arctic bed for Casper to lie on. The colder the bed, the sooner the fever would break. They even opened the bedroom window to let the February air keep the blocks frozen. Grandpa told me when visitors came, they had to wear a winter jacket, cap, and gloves due to how cold it was in his bedroom. Well, the fever finally broke, and he lived to tell this story. Lucille, my grandmother, grew up working with the family business, a lumberyard and general store. After graduating from high school, she was accepted to a nearby teacher college. She purchased her train ticket months before her September departure. Shortly after buying her ticket, she found out her younger brother, Ray, had enlisted in the Army, set to fight for Uncle Sam in World War II. Lucille was needed to help with the family business while Ray was gone, so her train ticket was refunded and the college path on hold. 3 years passed and Ray was coming home after the war. She was reinstated as a full-time student, buying another train ticket for her 55-mile trip to college. Well, one day while Ray was still overseas, a tall, handsome, shy man entered the general store. He thought Lucille was smart, pretty, and had a snappy sense of humor. After purchasing many small bottles of Coke from the store cooler, he built up enough nerve to ask Lucille on a date. After many dates, he finally proposed and Lucille said yes. She got her final train ticket refunded, for she was marrying the man of her life, Casper Dahl. I believe in stories and their message. I believe they transport us to a time not comprehensible and easy to grasp by today's lifestyle. I believe stories shape the lifelong memories that create a pleasant hurt in my heart and a smile on my face from the people that first shared them with me. I believe in stories, but more so what it says about the storyteller.
You hear the smiles at the end of storytelling. I got to think about my grandpa, my grandma, my dad, my uncle, great uncle. First thing you know, even though I don't sound it, I was feeling a lot better. So, if you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it so much. It truly means everything to me. And if it puts one smile on your face, that's totally worth it. I would love to hear how you've had to recycle some smiles to put a smile on your face when life is trying to tell you otherwise. Until next time, keep smiling.